Well, let's go to the diamond here. NYC in the chat wanted to ask about a couple games, and what you're going to break down one of them. And we'll start with the Padres and the Cubs. We got Sears going for the Padres, Boyd going for the Cubs. This is one of these games where the over/under is 11.5. Cubs come in at -145. How do you see this game?
Yeah, I'm going to look at the side here. Look, J.P. Sears gets only his second start of the season for the Padres. Last year, Sears made 27 starts, had a 5.04 ERA, 161 WHIP. He was pretty good in his first start this year with 2 earned runs allowed in 5 innings. However, this is a guy that's 19-40 in his career team starts against teams with winning records, and also 9-19 on the road against teams with winning records. That's career team starts, folks. Team starts is not decisions. It's how his team does in games that he starts. Very important, because at the end of the day, we base our wins and losses in the sports betting business on wins and losses, okay? And nobody's going to reward you for a guy getting a win, a losing or winning decision. So we're more about what happens in the entire game. So the Padres bullpen, their last 6, has been struggling a bit at 5.06 ERA and 147 WHIP as a staff. The Padres have also lost 3 in a row. And during this current 3-game losing streak, they've scored just a combined 7 runs. Offense has been a problem for the Padres all year. They had some pretty good players that are vastly underachieving, namely one, Manny Machado, who's hitting 186 going into today. Matthew Boyd, 2-0 at Wrigley Field against San Diego last year with an 0.90 ERA. The Cubs are playing great baseball right now. They've won 3 in a row, 7 of their last 8, and 12 of their last 16. And, here's I don't normally get into betting trends, but if there's a significant sample size in an in-season trend in baseball, I pay attention. And the Cubs are 12-0 at Wrigley Field this year after winning their last 3 games, or 3 games or more in a row. And they've really came up big in those situations. So I'm going to go with the Cubs here. I hate laying these big numbers, but I'm going to make an exception to the rule here. You said -145. I saw as high as 155. I wouldn't go any more than 160, folks, but I like the Cubs here on the money line over the Padres.
All right. Any strong opinions on this 11.5 total?
If you put the proverbial gun to my head, the Cubs have been scoring a lot of runs of late during this hot streak. Because the Padres are so anemic offensively, the winds are blowing out today to right field at over 12 miles an hour. There's a reason why this total is this high, and you always have to pay attention to wind conditions at Wrigley Field. I don't have a strong opinion, but like I said, if you put the proverbial gun to my head, I guess I would have a small lean toward the over, but it's not going to get my money.
Okay. All right. We got to lean to the over there, but looking at the Cubs, and we'll go to the Dodgers and the Athletics. Ross, I got to tell you, I'm in trouble if Robleski pitches against Schlittler with pronouncing these 2 guys' names. They trip me up, but we do have Robleski versus the Dodgers.
Yes, try saying Schlittler 3 times in a row. Real quickly. Go ahead, Dan. Dan doesn't want to take.
Dan's good. Dan's producing. What you got for this game, Ross?
I didn't know if he all of a sudden he wasn't brave enough. Anyway, go ahead.
No, Ross, we want to get your thoughts on this game. Here's another one with an 11 total. Dodgers, big favorites. No surprise, money's coming in on the Dodgers throughout the morning.
Yeah, and it looks to be a pitching mismatch because Robleski has been very good this year, ERA of under 3. It's going up against Jeffrey Springs, a pair of left-handers going at it tonight. Total 11, and it's 11 for a good reason. When you see these totals that high, folks, it's for good reason, and you can't be afraid to go over a total of 11 if everything makes sense. So Robleski, by the way, has not pitched in that ballpark in Las Vegas, and I believe that's where they're playing tonight. In any event, wherever they play, Sacramento or Las Vegas. Sacramento they're playing tonight. I'm sorry. Those are hitter-friendly ballparks. And Robleski will be up against a A's team that's hit 60 home runs this year at home, 66 home runs, at home this year between those two hitter-friendly ballparks. And then you got Jeffrey Springs over his last 5 starts, a 9.97 ERA, a 175 WHIP, and 10 home runs and 21 2/3 innings pitched during those 5 outings. And he's about to face one of the best power hitting teams in Major League Baseball. The LA Dodgers have hit 60 home runs in 45 away games this year. I think this ballpark in Las Vegas, I keep wanting to say Las Vegas, in Sacramento is tailor-made for their, especially for their power. And the Dodgers over the last 6 games, 7.5 runs per game scored, 323 team batting average, 390 on base percentage, and hit 9 home runs over those last 6 games. Now, the weak link for the Dodgers, and it's been all year, is their bullpen. They've been very erratic, the bullpen. Over the last 6 games, a 158 WHIP, which is not very good. So they could be exposed. And if they can get to Robleski just even a little bit and get his pitch count up, it'll be very favorable for the A's in that situation. And the A's bullpen, by the way, at home, 6.53 ERA, 164 WHIP, 36 home runs allowed by A's relievers in 42 home games this year. And guess what, Andy? Talk about winds blowing out. They're blowing out at 12 miles an hour, too, to left field tonight in Sacramento. 4 meetings since the start of last year, all 4 games going over the total with an average of over 12 runs scored per game. I'm going to go LA Dodgers and the A's over the total of 11.
All right, Ross, you mentioned you had a 4% soccer best bet that is up. It's a $5 Tuesday. What do you have up for everybody?
Yeah, that's what I got up right now. And I'm going to have an MLB $5 play up very shortly as well. It won't be a 4% best bet like I have in the Ecuador-Mexico game, but nonetheless, my Major League Baseball up over 54 units since over the last 13 months. And speaking about over the last 13 months, over 177 units in net profit since May 12th of last year. Number one, according to WagerTalk Media, in terms of units earned over the last 365 days. Folks, don't forget about, I know it's a steep price, $14.59 for a lot of you, but if you're betting every day and you want to grind it out with me and make money over the long haul, I just gave you the numbers. You invest with me. When you invest with that $14.59 for 365 days, you're talking about $4.20 per day on average. So be sure to exercise that option. And also college football. If Dan could put up that graphic, if you would be so kind. College football over the last 3 years, up over 155 units in net profit, 182 and 120, 60.3%. Last year, coming off a college football season, terrific. Last year, 53 and 31 in college football last season. And that was good for plus 75.99 units. So I know how to get it done in college football. And right now, folks, our early bird special is normally $5.99. Mine right now is only $4.99. It'll take you right through the national championship game. And it's only good to July the 4th, which I believe is Saturday. So take advantage of this, folks. We're going to reward you for making an early commitment on this college football annual package. So take advantage of that while you could. And then the NFL, I finished 32 and 21 on a 32 and 21 run last year, 60%. In the NFL, you can get college football and the NFL combined from yours truly for just $777. It'll take you right through the national championship game and the Super Bowl. Sorry for taking so much time, Andy, and getting so long-winded, but I had a lot to talk about.